guys, Antoinette here from Creations PS91. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So what you guys see behind me is the arrow blanket. Okay, so you guys know that this is the year that I am using my extra yarns up, right? So, and I needed a little inspiration. So this block comes from inspiration. So let me show it to you. I have it right here. So this is the inspiration right here. So this is a quilt magazine that I used to get all of the time, and it went out of print and I was so sad, but I've kept all my issues. Okay, so this is where this block came from, and I liked it so much that I crocheted it, and I want to show it to you guys how to make it. But one of the things I did do, I created a free PDF download, which is right here for you guys. You can go to my blog and you can download this for free. Okay, so we can make this block together and you guys can make you a blanket. All right. So without further ado, you guys, let's get into the blanket. Let me show you how to do it. All right, you guys, so I am here. We laid out the blocks the way they're supposed to go. And so joining the blocks, I have a darning needle and some scissors to cut the yarn. And I'm just going to put right sides together. And whatever my top piece color is, that is the color I'm going to use to join these two together. Okay, and the reason why I do it this way, because I take the front here and the back loop of the other one. So you know that the these are V's, and so on this one I take the front, and on this one I take the back. And so when you open it up, that white yarn will show through. Let me show you one, what I'm talking about. I'll get a pink one here. So as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. Right here you see just pink. Right here, because this was like this, you see the white that joined it, because this was on top. Okay, so let's put that over there. And so let me get my white yarn and put the yarn onto our yarning needle, or darning needle. The yarning needle. Okay, and so I usually put these two right here together. This, you know, makes sure that everybody is matched up. And then I'll take my first bite right here in the corners, and then in the back of that V on the other side. And I always leave myself a nice tail so I can go ahead and weave that in. And so what I do, I go through the same two just to seal that knot in, like that. And so now I'll just basically work my way down like this, all the way down, and until I'm all done. So I am going to do that. Okay, so now I'm right here in the corner, and so I do the same thing as when I started. I'll just make sure both of them are together, and I'll make sure I bring that right there so I can end it. One more. Let's put it one more right there, and I can end that. And there we are. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this one the same way, and I'll meet you guys up when I am done with this part right here. All back, and I just finished doing this piece right here, and as you can see, I used the pink because I folded it over that way, and I just did the pink going down. Okay, and so now you want to join these two pieces together, and I usually flip down. And when you are doing this, you're going to need to change your color. Okay, so you want to line this up. I usually use like a clip or something to place that right there, so I can make sure that it stays right there. And I will do the same thing, take my darning needle, make sure the corners are all set and ready to go. And I'll just go ahead and I will change. Use the pink, and then when I come here, so the color that is facing you, that's the color you want to use. Okay, so when I am stitching here, I am going to stop right here, and I'm going to pick up that white right there. Okay, so that's where I'm going to pick up that white, and then I'll use that white to come all the way down to finish joining. Okay, so I'm going to go do that, and then I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I'm all back, and you can see that I joined the squares, and so I'm going to turn it over so you can see all of your strings. So when you are joining all your blocks together, I'm sorry, your squares together, don't cut your strings. You can use these to weave in, and just when you get, just say the center part, because this part is very important. You can use your white thread that you use to join this part right here, and you can use that and come in again to tighten that up. You know, you can take your darning needle and you can go around like right up in here. You know, just take it and weave it around, and then you can see like you have like a little opening right here. You could take your pink and you can take that and put it right here. And one of the tips that I use when I am joining my blocks, I usually like tug it a little bit so I can see if there is any opening anywhere that I need to close in, and it's usually the middle, because we're joining these and we want this to look like an arrow. So you see how on this part here, on the front part, you have right here where it's not tightened up. You can just use your yarn and tighten that up by just tugging, so you can, you know, see where you want to put it at. You don't want to pull, you know, just say you put it in a certain spot and you pull it, and so now it gathers. You want to really, you know, think about it. So pull it apart a little, tug it apart a little bit, and just find out where you could close that in at, and take your time and have fun with that. Okay, and so you guys, that is the block. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. Let me show you some other colors that I done. So I done a blue here, and I did a yellow, and this is just really, honestly guys, this is stash. This is yarn coming from my stash here. And so I did a taupe color, and I did a like a bronze kind of color, and I did a purple. Let me show it to you. I did a purple color, and I did a red color, and I did a red color. And so yeah, and so I was just having fun making these blocks using my extra yarn, and yeah, and so lay them out the way you want to lay them out. Make as many as you want to make your blanket to be, and you got a beautiful arrow blanket. All right, you guys, I will see you on the next video. Bye. All right, you guys, so I wanted to show you the granny square that I use for my block of the months. And it is this one right here. I wanted to show you a traditional granny square, which is right here. And you can see that they're totally different. They look different. So we have more spaces in the traditional granny square. And then right here you can see it's more closed in. So I really like using this one when I am creating my squares. So I'm going to show you how to do this one right here. Okay, let's move those out the way. And so I have my yarn. I am using cotton yarn. It's my preferred. And I am going to do a slip knot. So however you do your slip knot is totally fine. There's no wrong or right way in doing that. So we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here's my 4 chains. And so I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to put it in the first chain to make a ring. And then I'm going to draw up a loop and I'm going to bring it all the way through. And so I have this ring right here. So now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I am going to, inside the ring, I'm going to put 2 more double, I'm going to put 2 double crochets inside this ring. Uh-oh. 1 and 2. So what I've done, I call these clusters. And so I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to put another cluster inside the ring, which is 3 double crochets. Yarn over and you want to put 3 double crochets. And if you don't know how to make a double crochet, I do have on the channel to show you how to do that. Okay, so there we go. There's another cluster right there. Now we want to chain 1 and we're going to put another set of clusters. So that is 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we have, so far we have 3 clusters, 1, 2, 3. And so now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to put our last clusters inside this, inside of our ring here. 1, 2, and 3. And I usually bring them in together. So you want to chain 1 and you want to bring these together with your first chain, which is right here. Yarn over and just make a slip all the way through. And so how I know that I have made my cluster is when I see the cross. When you open this up, you can see a cross. And there is the cross. Right there. Isn't that cool, huh? Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to chain 2, 1 and 2. And so you want to put a double crochet in the chain that you slip stitched in, you want to put a double crochet right there. Just right here. And then you want to put a double crochet in the next chain. Okay, so now we have our space. And so in our space, you want to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put 2 double crochets. That's 1, 2. You want to chain 1 and then 2 more in your space. Okay, now you want to scoot this over because we need to put a double crochet, and this is part of this stitch right here. Okay, this is this double crochet, so we're going to go and we're going to scoot this over a little bit, and we're going to yarn over and we're going to put it into that stitch. And the next stitch, you're just doing double crochets all the way around, but following each stitch that you see. Okay, so we're in a space again, and you want to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets. Hope I'm in the frame for you guys. Let me get some more yarn here. Sorry about that. So now, once again, we are scooting over, unless you can just put that in there. I usually scoot it over a little bit to put my double crochet in that stitch. And then you double crochet in the next stitch, and you want to do this all the way around. You just want to follow all the way around. We're coming to the space again, and you want to put your double, and then chain 1, and then your 2 double crochets in this space. Okay, and so scoot, we want to put that stitch. Let me get me a bunch of yarn off of here. Okay, and so we want to chain, I'm sorry, make your double. Make your double crochet. We're doing the same thing all over. And then here. And then right here is our space, okay? Because we have our 3 clusters, and then we chained 1. And so here's our space, and we want to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then you want to slip stitch in your first stitch, which is right here. And this is our second round. There we go. And so you want to chain 2, and you want to do the same thing. Now usually on this row, when it gets to the doubles, I don't scoot. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This will be the last round. We actually, this is bring this one back in. It's 3 rounds, 1, 2, 3, and this size is I believe 3.5. When I block it, it is like 3.5 square. And I love using this for the block of the month, or any block I'm using where I need to put a bunch of granny squares together. Okay, so let's finish this off. And you want to do a double crochet in the slip stitch that you just did. And then just follow it around, placing your double crochets. Okay, we're at our space, and we want to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, chain 1. Okay, and so we're gonna, so right here I scooted last time. Remember, I slid that over. With this last row, I don't do that. I just basically put it into the next stitch, because what happens, what I found out, is that it actually brings bulk on that side right there on that stitch. And so we're just putting double crochets in each stitch around. More yarn, and 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and you double crochet in that stitch, and then double crochet all the way around. And so all the way around, and so we're coming to another space. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And then follow it all the way around with our doubles, with our double crochets. And we're almost done. Okay, we're coming up to the last one. And there we go. So 2 double crochets, more yarn. Then you want to chain 1, and then your 2 more double crochets. And so now right here I scooped. I slide it over, because if I was to take and put a double crochet right here, it would look weird. It would look funny. So let's scoot that over, put the double crochet. It's like completing the space. And then another double crochet right there. And so now you want to slip stitch in your first stitch. And here's your granny square, your closed granny square. Now right here, you would take that and weave that in. You can pull that, and then you can just go ahead and weave that in. And here is our granny square right here. This is the half square granny square. So let me show you how to make it. The first thing you want to do is you want to create a slip knot. And your slip knot is however you want to make it. However you make your slip knot, it's okay. Okay, so we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to place our hook in the first chain to create a ring. You want to yarn over, slip that all the way through, and then you want to chain 2, 1 and 2. Now you want to put 2 double crochets inside your ring. And if you don't know how to make a double crochet, I do have on the channel to show you how to do that. Okay? And so now we want to chain 1, and we want to make another cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. But on our third one, you want to half do your double crochet. Why? Because we are going to change our yarn. So let me grab the next color. And how I do this is I take my yarn and I slip it on here, finishing that double crochet, and then I am chaining 1 to lock that stitch in, to lock that color on there. And so I usually tug that a little, and so now you have all of your yarn friends with you, and you want to take them with you as you go making your next 2 clusters in this color. Okay, so we want to yarn over and do a double crochet, making our cluster, and you want to take those with you, our friends. There we go. That's 2. Then 3. So that's 1 cluster. You want to chain 1 and make another cluster. 1, gather my yarn, 2, and 3. Okay, and now you want to chain 1, and you want to slip stitch in your first stitch, which is right here, and you want to slip stitch that. And one of the ways you know that you have done this correctly is by seeing the cross. So let's make the spaces known. And when you look at this, you can see the cross. Isn't that awesome? So there's the cross right there. Now we want to chain 2. And now this is not gonna seem good, or it's gonna make you probably feel like you're doing something wrong, but you want to just flip your work. Just flip it, just like that. And so now you want to put a double crochet inside of your space right here. There we go. Now we want to put a double crochet in each one of our stitches here. We have 3. 1, 2, and 3. So let's do that. 1 double crochet. Let me get some more yarn here. Go 2 and 3, just right there. Okay, so now we're in our space and we want to put 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So let's do that. 1 and 2, and then chain 1, and then 2 more, some more yarn here. Okay, and so now we have 3 more stitches where we can put our double crochets in. Okay, so we have 1, which is right here, 2, and 3, just right here. Okay, so as you can see now, we have come up to the color. So we're going to change our color, but first in this space right here, now this piece of yarn right here is from when you changed your yarn to your white before. So we're just going to go ahead and just scoop that on out the way, and we're going to put 2 double crochets in the space. So 1, and then we want to put a half one, okay, because we are going to change our color. Give that a snip. And so we are back to our white color, and I am going to join just like I did before, and then chain 1. But this time the only friend I'm going to take with me is my white color. Okay, the other friend has to stay back there. He can't come. And we are going to take that all the way around with us, and we're going to put 2 double crochets inside of our space. Okay, and so we have 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 stitches where we're going to put double crochets in. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're up in our space, and we're going to do what we did before. We're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in our space. Chain 1. Okay, and so now that we're coming all along here, now with this one we have 2 stitches, and we are going to do 2 stitches, making sure my friend is still back there. There he is. So we're going to put 1 double crochet here, that's 1 double crochet here, that's 2. Now right here in our space we are going to put 2 double crochets. And we're going to chain 1, and we are going to slip stitch in our first stitch that we see, which is right there. Okay, So this is what we have so far. And so now we're going to do what we did before. We're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to flip our work around. We're going to put 1 double crochet inside of the space. Okay, and so we're going to proceed to put a double crochet in each one of these stitches. One, and if you are learning how to do a double crochet, this is good practice because you're using double crochets. Great practice, because that's how we learn how to do anything good, is through practice. Okay, so we're coming up to our space, and in our space, like before, we have 2 double crochets, chain 1, my yarn, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, and so once again we're going to do what we did before. We're going to put a double crochet in each one of these stitches until we reach our space. Okay, here we go. We're almost there. We're to our space, and so we want to put 2 double crochets in that space. We want to stop. So we want to stop because why? We want to change our color. And so like before, we're going to do the same motion. We're going to slip that through, finishing off that double crochet, and chain 1, and we're going to put, you're going to leave your white behind, your white yarn behind, and you are going to put 2 double crochets in this space. Like before. And so let's move that out the way. And so like we did before, you're going to put a double crochet in each one of these stitches across. Okay. Let me get some more yarn here. There we go. And so now we come up to our space, and so like we did before, we're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Let me get some more yarn here. Okay, and so, you know, after we finish, we're doing the same motion as we did before. We are going to put a double crochet in each stitch until we reach our space. So we're almost to our space, right? So here's our space right here, and so we're going to put 2 double crochets in that space. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch in our first stitch, just right there. And there you have it. You have your half square granny square. Now you will weave in all your ends. When you get back here, you will pull, you will cut, because one of these are stationary and one is a pull. So you will cut all that good stuff there. But here is the half square granny square.